Ashley Martell, someone who was allegedly working as a dancer.
Oh my god, my body is filling with lust.
Justin Bieber began being photographed with multiple affiliates from Taz's Angels, such as Jade Pierce, Catherine Pies, and Chantel Jeffries. Chantel was actually with Justin the night he got his DUI in 2014, and would continue to be photographed with him over the coming years. Rolling Stone magazine would even release an article discussing Justin's new connection with Chantel, saying she was affiliated with Taz's Angels, and funnily enough,
a modeling agency, right? That's exactly it.
Referring to the group as a modeling agency in quotations, almost hinting at ulterior services supplied by the group.
I don't know what's worse. Is it worse to get flown out to Dubai to do potty training? Or is it worse to have to essentially open up the mailbox to receive food and telephones and a place to rest your head? Because that's wrong, right? Yeah. Oh God.
Hey, weirdo.
Somebody hurt Unc real bad right here.
And as quickly as they burst onto the scene, the world collectively forgot about them. But there's a reason Taz's Angels disappeared from the internet, and why its former members have spent years burying that part of their history. Because beneath the tank tops, snapbacks, and Instagram filters, something much darker was allegedly taking place. Although nothing has ever been officially confirmed, business records, leaked information, broken NDAs, and even song lyrics suggest that Taz's Angels may have been offering high-end services for celebrities.
I told you niggas, man. The fuck do you mean, dude? What do you mean, bro? No, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know these shorties, they sell in mail, bro. They sell in mail.
Hiding in plain sight and disguising advertisements for their availability as social media posts. And if the rumors are true, this doesn't just recontextualize their rise to fame, but implicate several A-list stars as their clients. This is the story they've spent a decade trying to bury. This is the part of internet history you were never meant to remember. This is the story of Taz's Angels.
Long intro, internet idiots.
In 2002, a music producer by the name Michael Taz Williams found success with Kia's My Neck, My Back. The song reached number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 18 weeks. However, unfortunately for Taz, this would be his first and only hit. Needing to find money elsewhere, he reportedly founded a company called Gigolo Enterprises, a so-called
Bro, what?
consulting firm that, depending on who you asked, sounded a lot more like an escort service than anything else. Regardless, Taz was no longer chasing a career in music, and instead was assembling a team for what would eventually become Taz's Angels. Allegedly, his first recruit was Catherine Portes, aka Cat DeGreat, a woman who was working at Neiman Marcus in Tampa, Florida. After running his idea by her, Cat quit her job, and Taz allegedly made her work at a club with the goal of recruiting other angels. A publication by the name Hollywood Street Kings reported that Cat would allegedly cry to other dancers, describing being too tired to work, but also being afraid to leave because she was scared of Taz. Either way, Cat would succeed at her goal of finding other women to join Taz's Angels, and in 2011...
Exactly, because this nigga is not gonna go around talking to these shorties to convince them, hey, how about you join my internet brothel?
The group would debut on Instagram with the following lineup: Catherine Portes, aka Cat DeGreat, known as the head angel and often referred to as the house mom by other women. It appears Cat had extra responsibilities from the rest of the group, such as recruiting future fulfilling a sort of madame role in the group. Then came Kenya Lopez, aka Kinky. This was Cat's first recruit and someone she allegedly met while working as a dancer, Annabella Carrasco, aka AB. It's speculated that AB was recruited shortly after graduating high school, and that instead of pursuing...
Bro! God damn it, bro. Isn't it strange that all these things are coming out after the Epstein thing?
A career in nursing as she had planned, she allegedly walked away from that path to join Taz's Angels. Next came Lena and Ruby Sayed. Allegedly, Taz wanted a pair of twins in the group, but unable to find any, he settled for sisters instead. And finally, Ashley Martell, someone who was allegedly working as a dancer.
Oh my God, my body is filling with lust. When I used to follow Taz's Angels, bro, Ashley Martell, man, oh my God, oh my God, I'm revealing my how weak I am to the flesh, bro. I'm revealing how weak I am to the flesh, dog.
Before being recruited. It's important to note that while these women formed the core of Taz's Angels, there was always a rotating cast of others moving in and out of the group, some staying for months, others disappearing after only a few weeks. But regardless, with the team now assembled, Taz moved them all under one roof in Miami and quickly put them to work. Posting multiple times a day to Instagram under the username We Are Taz's Angels, the group quickly built a following through their seductive posts. selfies, and party antics made up most of their content. But what set them apart was how it was all presented like a reality show. Viewers watched them get ready, pre-game, party at the club, and then recover by the pool the next afternoon. They would even post reality TV-style confessionals throughout the night, and this loop repeated every single day. But it wasn't until they launched their Snapchat that things really exploded. Instagram showed the fantasy, but Snapchat gave fans the uncensored chaos. With the lighter terms of service, they were suddenly able to post far riskier content, and they took full advantage of it. Nudity, fights, and unfiltered behind-the-scenes moments became part of the feed. Material that today would likely live behind a paywall on sites like OF.
They had the spicy content before spicy content was a thing. They were doing the IG model thing before it was a thing. They recruited the girls who you see today who have big platforms.
In many ways, Taz's Angels were helping define a new online archetype. Long before baddie culture became mainstream, they were already packaging hypersexualized glamour, luxury aesthetics, and constant visibility into a market.
Yes, they are the original baddies, essentially, if this is what you want to break it down to. They are the original baddies, but they're pay to play, bro.
Identity. What feels normal on social media now was, at the time, something they were helping invent. And the group would capitalize on this by launching a clothing line called Caviar Black. The brand centered around simple merch, t-shirts, hats, and hoodies printed with catchphrases the group had already popularized online, the most successfully being BBLU, short for Bad Link Up, a phrase that had become synonymous with the group's identity. After the merch, the brand started to expand in another way. Taz's Angels began pulling in a wider circle of women, ones who weren't full-time members living in the house, but were closely tied to the group. These women became known as affiliates. These were models and influencers like Mila Jasmine, Chantel Jeffries,
Chantel Jeffries was affiliated with Taz Angels?
Rose, Jade Pierce, Catherine Pays, and Annalicia Chavez, aka Anna Montana. They didn't live in the mansion, but they were often in the orbit, flying in for parties, appearing in photos and Snapchat stories, wearing Caviar Black, and blending seamlessly into the group's
Caviar Black.
The inner politics of Taz's Angels, you would assume they were full members. And as more of these affiliates began cycling in and out, Taz's Angels was no longer just a small closed-off group. It was becoming something bigger, a rotating ecosystem built around access, attention, and opportunity. As their online following grew, Taz's Angels began showing up at high-profile nightclub events across Miami and Los Angeles.
Yo, but you know the crazy thing? The crazy thing about this and why it was such, I guess, like such a hit, we could say, is because you have to understand how celebrity culture works. Celebrity culture is like, sure, they could just go out and just bop some random, like, civilian, as they like to call them, but that's going to bring so much, it could bring backlash, right? Because this girl, unless she's signing an NDA, if she's signing an NDA, you're usually not going to find out about it. But if you just bop some rando, she could come back, sue you, especially if you sign an NDA. There's problems. She could go blabber to other people. Oh, I slept with Leonardo DiCaprio. I did this, I did that. I mean, there's too much talking. There's too much talking. And when you have all this money, the thing that you like really want to keep cherished is privacy. All right? You want to keep your privacy on lock. So the best way to keep your privacy on lock is to see a wide selection of highly beautiful women that all you have to do is pay them a couple of dollars. You do the sloppy, and then you go on your way. You go back shooting your movie. You go back to the studio recording an album, or you call them to the studio, do a little sloppy, and then back on your way you go. So it's saving time. That's the only reason why people pay for the mailbox, is because it saves time. Keep that in mind, my young men reaching towards financial success.
These were all hosted by promoters connected to major rappers, athletes, and industry figures. Almost overnight, the group was being photographed in VIP sections alongside some of the biggest names in entertainment: Drake, Amber Rose, Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, and later, even an 18-year-old Kylie Jenner and a 19-year-old Hailey Baldwin. For a group that had
God damn!
appeared out of nowhere, the speed of that rise was unusual. 1 year earlier, they were posting gym selfies and poolside photos. Now they had direct access to celebrity nightlife, and clubs leaned into it. Flyers and promotions would advertise that Taz's Angels were going to be there, as if their attendance was a selling point to clubgoers. But rubbing shoulders with celebrities didn't stay confined to the nightclubs. Soon, individual members and affiliates began surfacing in paparazzi pictures and tabloid stories, spending time alone with major stars outside of the mansion. For example, when Michael B. Jordan took a vacation to Miami, he was photographed getting close with Catherine Pays, riding jet skis together and lounging on the beach. Justin Bieber began being photographed with multiple affiliates from Taz's Angels, such as Jade Pierce, Catherine Pays, and Chantel Jeffries. Chantel was actually with Justin the night he got his DUI in 2014, and would continue to be photographed with him over the coming years. Rolling Stone magazine would even release an article discussing Justin's new connection with Chantel, saying she was affiliated with Taz's Angels, and funnily enough,
a modeling agency, right? That's exactly it.
referring to the group as a modeling agency in quotations, almost hinting at ulterior services supplied by the group. On their own, these stories could be written off as coincidence. Celebrities date and socialize with influencers all the time. But in this case, the same small group kept appearing over and over again. The same women, the same circle, the same connection. And taken together, it raised questions about how these
Allegedly, guys, in my own opinion, of course.
relationships were really forming. Because around the same time, Kat posted a video that offered a rare look behind the scenes of how Taz's Angels actually operated. In it, she casually explains that the group is heading out for the night with one clear goal: to find new girls to bring into the circle.
Hey guys, this is Taz Angels Kat, and I'm here at the Taz House of Angels, and tonight—
You see, that's not a bad idea if you're just a collective of beautiful women. But then there's the dark side of what y'all are doing, which then makes it all just super nasty. Just nasty. These are people's daughters. Nasty. Just nasty work.
we're getting ready to go out. We're gonna go recruit tonight. I'm looking for to be part of Taz Angels. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking for some to come back to the house tonight and get it poppin'. I'm trying to get in this motherfucking pool, butt naked, and enjoy this Miami weather. I'm trying to get it poppin'.
Yeah. This is somebody's daughter, bro, talking like this. Talking about she wants to get... Sorry, man. This... Listen, I'm all for degeneracy and all that, but at the end of the day, we also still have to just be like, where is people's sense of sensibility? Where'd all the sensibility go? Because to be just wildly speaking in this manner is crazy, dude.
So I'm looking for some motherfucking guy that like, and if you don't like, you're gonna end up liking by the end of the night after I'm done talking.
By 2014, Taz's Angels had amassed over 1 million followers on Instagram, and rumors that they were about to debut a reality show on TV began spreading. However, the first cracks were beginning to show. Aisha Maria, one of the non-core members, left the group and soon started dating Trey Songz. Some wondered if that connection had roots in her time with Taz's Angels, especially because her Instagram account was later hacked. Her name was changed to Exposing Aisha, and nude photos were posted publicly without her permission, leaving some speculating if this was retaliation for her leaving the group. Not long after, Demi Rose also stepped away from the group. Rumors began spreading on drama forums, suggesting that she was actually kicked out of the group by Kat due to her feeling threatened by her increasing popularity. Months later, Demi began dating Tyga, once again sparking questions about the overlap between Taz's Angels and celebrity connections. Something kind of funny about this is that Tyga only got with Demi after his split from Kylie Jenner, and around this time, an 18-year-old Kylie would be photographed at the Taz's Angels mansion partying with Kat and AB. However, Demi wasn't the last to leave during this time. Next came Ruby Sayed, a core member of Taz's Angels, who was soon arrested for prostitution / soliciting another.
God. Oh, man. You know what's crazy about the truth, man? The crazy thing about the truth is the more you try to hide it, the more it surfaces. Okay? The more it reveals itself. So don't hide the truth. Y'all should have just plain out not said it, but you should have just operated that way from the beginning. And now we have to find out 10 years later from this YouTube documentary. Oh my God. Wild.
To command. In a short period of time, the group that had just hit 1 million followers suddenly lost 3 women under circumstances that felt more than coincidental. These were the first serious cracks in the carefully constructed image of Taz's Angels, and if things weren't already looking grim, what came next would make it much worse. In 2015, 2 anonymous women, identified only as Taz's Angels prospects, began leaking behind-the-scenes information to the now-defunct website Fameless. Both claimed to have signed NDAs before ever stepping foot inside the mansion, and their accounts painted a very different picture of life behind the Instagram posts. According to the first source, upon arriving at the mansion, Kat pulled her aside and gave her a welcome talk. Allegedly, she explained that being there was a privilege, but that privilege came with expectations. The anonymous source alleges that Kat told her, quote, "You have to do some things to say thank you to Taz," as well as, quote, "make sure that my is nice, good, and clean."
Excuse me?
Using it. She goes on to explain that the Angels' phones are kept from them and only handed back when they're told to take pictures. As things progressed, the source says that allegedly, Kat came in a black leather outfit with Taz, and each girl takes turns and Taz. They also made us earn everything, even the food they
Oh, dear God.
ordered. I didn't have a phone or a car. I had to do things. They gave us back our phones on occasion.
I don't know what's... Okay, no, I know it's worse. I was about to say, I don't know what's worse. Is it worse to get flown out to Dubai to do potty training? Or is it worse to have to essentially open up the mailbox to receive food and telephones and a place to rest your head? Because that's That's wrong, right? Oh God.
When friends would text us just to make it seem like everything was going perfect, but they aren't very nice people at all. Why do you think so many people leave? The second alleged prospect confirmed many of these details and added more context, saying that Kat allegedly told her, quote, "We find and bring them to the house to Taz, then us." She also claimed that some celebrities were involved by saying, "As far as I know..."
Wait, so Taz is the original Diddy before Diddy? Taz, you freaky nigga.
Celebs they have as well. Kat has tried to put me onto The Weeknd at their house party. Of course, with any anonymous leak, it's important to take things with a grain of salt. You can't believe everything you read on the internet, and these were just the accounts of 2 alleged former prospects. However, shortly after the Famous article went live, Ashley Martell, another core member of Taz's Angels, left the group. This is when rumors about Taz's Angels' alleged side business began widely spreading online, with some suggesting that their sudden social media hiatus after Ashley Martell's departure was the result of an FBI investigation. This is one of the trickier parts of the story, because so much information has been lost to time, either intentionally scrubbed from the internet, posted on now defunct websites, or never recorded at all. The oldest mention I could find comes from a Tumblr post in January 2016. One user claimed they had heard the group was involved in escorting, and that the FBI was investigating them. In a reply, another user added that, quote, "Apparently they got arrested the other day," while also making more extreme claims.
To have your girl group get investigated by the FBI tells us everything we need to know, man.
About girls. There is absolutely no evidence to support these allegations. Still, this exchange captures one of the most persistent rumors surrounding Taz's Angels, and it illustrates how speculation about the group began to spiral online. In the same month as that Tumblr post, a website called blacksportsonline.com ran a story repeating and expanding on the rumors. It's important to note that this is not exactly a highly credible source, but besides the Tumblr post, it's one of the only contemporary mentions of what was allegedly happening with Taz's Angels at the time, and much of its reporting is based on anonymous tips and online chatter. Still, it gives a sense of the kind of allegations swirling online. The article claimed that, quote, "The girls are suspected by the FBI to be part of an elaborate, sophisticated organization that glamorizes the sex industry, is involved in human and has core characteristics of targeting, recruiting, and using girls in its activities, including paid." The article also suggests that following Ruby Sayed's arrest for prostitution, she allegedly cooperated with authorities, becoming a kind.
They flipped her. They flipped the bitch. Oh my God. You're gonna be a part of this and then you're gonna go around and snitch, dude? Oh, yikes. That's why you can't keep your dirty secrets too long. They always somehow squeeze their way through the little fissures and cracks of the collective and society. Sick. Sick. You think Epstein tried to hide this shit, dude? Shit spilled out everywhere like a harakiri, guts everywhere. You think Taz is gonna keep his little operations, little internet operation tight, solid? Sorry. Fucking idiot.
The piece claimed that this cooperation was part of an ongoing investigation into Taz and his Angels. Although, like much of the reporting at the time, none of this is confirmed. Taken together, the reports and rumors suggest that Taz may have been managing the women in a way consistent with running a high-end escort operation, though nothing has ever been officially confirmed. Taz's Angels did respond to the rumors, but their defense left a lot to be desired. Rather than simply denying the allegations, the group described themselves as sister wives, claiming all the women shared Taz, saying, quote, "A lot of people don't understand our relationship to Taz, or what sister wives are. Taz is our king, and yes, we all share him. The way I look at it is we would rather have a quarter of a real man than a whole man. Most ya sharing your man with your best friend, your neighbor, even your sister, and don't even know it." Before ending their statement, asking their fans if they should recruit a woman who goes by the name Asian Mary Jane, saying, "Asian Mary Jane looking like she might fit in nice with our family. We haven't had a Korean angel yet. What you think?"
What in the actual flying, bro? What is that? Yeah. What is that response? Yeah, this is clearly a group of people that aren't media trained. What is that response? Like, yo, excuse me?
Framing it this way only fueled the speculation. They were being accused of participating in a secret escorting ring, and instead of simply denying it, they were effectively saying, "That's not true, but we do all sleep with Taz," the man being accused of acting as our pimp. This also echoed what one of the anonymous sources from the Famous article described, suggesting that the women's relationships with Taz were transactional, highly controlled, and far from casual. It didn't help that the phrase, "a bad turns 18 every day," was something they regularly shouted during their Snapchat posts, which only reinforced the growing narrative that Taz's Angels was more than just a social media collective.
Excuse me?
Jeffries stopped affiliating with Taz's Angels around this time. Rumors online suggested that Kat was jealous of how much time Chantel was spending with Justin Bieber. The two were photographed together so frequently.
I gotta take my phone, bro. I'm streaming and now I gotta take my phone. Hello? Yo, I'm in the middle of a stream, nigga.
I was in there. I said, "What's up?" I said, when I said
No, I don't have the chat up on the YouTube stream. Oh my god, this nigga, dude. Look at the stream now. Look at the stream now because of you. Look at it.